guy we'll call Rob, because that's his name actually.
Works out.
He was working on lots. Too much.
He must have
He
known
knew
it was
he
coming.
needed a break. So he grabbed some friends. He said, hey, let's go on vacation together. Leave the families behind. Do a guy vacation, right? Do some bromance. So they go on this lake and they're water skiing. And he decides, hey, I need to really let off some steam. So I'm going to try this move called the tantrum.
Oh, gee.
Right? So basically what you can see in this picture, what the tantrum is that you jump the wake of the boat that's pulling you, you do a flip, a back flip, no less, and you attempt to land on the other side of the wake, still holding the rope that's pulling you along, okay? So Rob, he decided to try this move, and he tried it, he didn't stick the landing, so he tried it again. He didn't stick the landing, he tried it again, and again, and again. He tried about 15 times, and in those 15 times, he kept trying to stick this landing, and he kept falling backward and hitting his head on the water. So after 15 times of this, I think I would have quit at 1 if I even got there. He decides to get in the boat, take a break. So he climbs back in the boat, and he's talking to his friend. For some reason, his friend is having a hard time understanding what he's saying. And so he goes, Rob, what day is this? Rob says, I don't know. I don't know what day it is. So they rush him to the hospital to find out that he had a closed brain injury. So he got a concussion. His brain was banging against the back of his head as he was hitting the water. Who gets a concussion from water? I guess if you do that move, you do. That's why it's called the tantrum, apparently. So by the time his wife gets to the hospital, she walks in to see him, and he says, hi, who are you? Doesn't know his wife, doesn't know his kids. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that moment? Here's this woman, she's a wife, a mother, all these responsibilities, right, that she feels so powerfully in her life, suddenly are all threatened by fear. The fear comes on her like a weight. This man who she's built a life with, who is the chief provider for their family, has lost every life experience, every skill, every thought that he had about his family, gone in one moment, gone. Those responsibilities that she feels, that she thought were so cool, being a mom is awesome, being a wife is awesome. Those responsibilities are great things, but suddenly in this moment, fear creates a weight on her shoulders that's crushing her. I don't know if you can relate to that at all. That things that you know are your responsibilities have become a weight that you can't bear. Maybe it's a responsibility to be a citizen of this country, and this week it's become a weight too much for you to bear because of what happened. Maybe it's the responsibility of being a parent. And you love that having that responsibility on your shoulders, but now it's become a weight too heavy to bear because you have a child who's sick and dying. Or not sick physically, but emotionally, and it's walked away from the family, and it's crushing you. My wife knows that too well. She's my wife, and that's a heavy responsibility in itself, so I'm going to tell you right now. But here's something else. She didn't sign up to be the wife of a pastor. She didn't marry a pastor. She did not sign up to be a pastor's wife. And early in this calling, when it came, she would tell me that all the time. I did not sign up for this. I am not a pastor's wife. I feel like God has played the ultimate game of bait and switch with me. I married one guy, and now I have another. And this came to a head, like that weight became really heavy. Like it wasn't heavy already being my wife, but it became really heavy, crushingly so. This one day I come home from a trip. I was 12 days in India. I come home and I say, hey, I think God wants us to explore the possibility of moving our family to India. You want to talk about a weight? on her shoulders, she says, "You're crazy." She didn't just say, "You're crazy." There were some other words between "you're" and "crazy" that I won't repeat. But there's that fear, right? When our responsibilities that we hold on to have fear attached to them, they become burdens that can crush us. But what if? What if the responsibilities you carry, what if they're an opportunity? What if they're an opportunity to see things in a way you never saw them before?